In a big blow to the British broadcaster, BBC chairperson Richard Sharp has resigned. He stepped down from his post over a report into whether he failed to properly disclose his involvement in the facilitation of a loan to former Prime Minister Boris Johnson. While resigning, Sharp says that the probe found that he had breached the governance code for public appointments. And Sharp also said that he did breach the governance code for public appointments, while asserting that a breach does not necessarily invalidate an appointment. Sharp is said to have helped facilitate an £800,000 loan guarantee for Boris Johnson. What makes it more curious is that it came just weeks before the former Prime Minister appointed Sharp. Now, Sharp is a former Conservative Party donor. He was handed the task of overseeing the national broadcaster back in 2021, leading to accusations of cronyism and Tory takeover of the BBC's management. Now, for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Alex Isa, joining us live from London. Welcome to the broadcast, Alex. Just moments ago, we have been told that the BBC chairperson Richard Sharp has resigned over a controversy pertaining to the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Could you lay out the background of this case for our viewers?
Absolutely. So yes, he has resigned. We just heard from his statement there. Now this all comes down to his appointment and whether or not he helped facilitate this £800,000 loan to Boris Johnson. Now he said that he was not involved in the ins and outs. However, he did potentially facilitate the meeting of the person that did give the £800,000 loan. And this ongoing investigation has been going through for a couple of months now, suggesting that there is some cronyism within the government, within the BBC as well, as he was appointed, as you rightly said, after Boris Johnson gained power and that loan was facilitated. Though it all does seem to be the inner workings of potentially that people are going hand in hand in all of these government-run organisations, and that is where this comes down to. That report by Adam Hemsel that says that there was a problem. He should have said about his the way that it was conducted, and he should have said that before he became in charge of the BBC going forwards, and that's why he's resigned today. He's going to step down and wait for the next person to get in place, and that will happen in June. So he will still be in control within June, but there are a lot of questions now about who else potentially has given money to the government, who's helped with the government, and who is going to be the next person in charge of the BBC.
Right, now this brings to the fore of an ever-standing issue in London about the government's influence on the BBC and vice versa. How do experts in London see this for a media firm that claims to be not only independent but also funded by the British public?
There has been a lot of questions around the bias around the BBC for the past couple of years. This latest episode could well show that it is a Tory cronyism, but there also has been a left striking bias with the appointments of various people. We heard not long ago that one of their major PR campaigners was a Labour supporter. So this has been ongoing, but the BBC does stand fast and claims that it is one of the most unbiased reporters within the UK, and so it claims in the world. Now, what we're going to do going forward, obviously Rishi Sunak probably did have a hand in what's happened today with the resignation. He did say that the appointment was not on his jurisdiction, that he was not in charge, and he doesn't really want to get into the ins and outs of how this has come about. But he will need to be looking to see the next appointment and exactly where that person comes from. This is a really rough time for the Conservatives in general, and they do need to step carefully when moving forward. But the BBC itself also has had a lot of pitfalls. It's losing money. There has been a lot of regional offices being closed down, and a lot of people within the UK are questioning whether or not it is the strong news organisation that it was once before. It does seem to have a lot of failings at the moment, and that is slowly coming out through reports such as this.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for all those updates from London, Alex.